Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the difference between a highlighter and a bronzer. So these two products, they're actually quite similar in a makeup routine, but their overall purpose is actually pretty different. So we're going to be discussing what the differences are today. So before we get started, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I hope that you would consider subscribing, and also make sure you click on the notification bell so that you'll know as soon as I upload a new video, because I upload new content every single week. And if you are already subscribed, thank you for coming back and thank you for your support. So with that being said, let's jump right in. Okay, so I have y'all zoomed in a little bit, and I also pulled my hair back so you can see my entire face. So I have I have my foundation and my concealer on right now, and what I'm going to do is on this side of my face, I'm going to show y'all how a highlighter works, and on this side of my face, we're going to concentrate on a bronzer. So let's start with highlighter first. So for today's demonstration, I'm going to be using the Amrezy Highlighter from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is what the actual product looks like, and just in case you're interested, this is the packaging for the product. So I picked this highlighter for today because I do think it is the most, I guess, blinding highlighter that I have in my collection. I normally go for highlighters that are more like silvery or like pink toned, and I actually prefer like highlighters that are a bit more muted. So most of them are not going to be quite as like sparkly as this one, but this would be a good one to show you guys like how a highlighter should look on your face. So first of all, the purpose of a highlighter is basically all in the name of the product. It's meant to highlight certain areas of your face. But when you compare it to a bronzer, a highlighter is supposed to be more of an accentuated or more of an exaggerated or dramatic highlight. So most people will put a highlighter on their face on areas where they really want to draw attention to something on their face. And you can really put a highlighter, you know, wherever you want on your face, because there's really no rules to makeup. But most people like to put highlighter on the high points of their cheeks, because this is an area that will naturally attract light, whether you're in natural sunlight or artificial lighting. The high point of your cheek is going to attract a lot more light compared to everywhere else on your face. So this is the part of the face that we're going to concentrate on, but I am going to put highlighter on other parts of my face also. So I'm going to take a highlighter brush. I don't remember the name of this brush, but I got it from an Ipsy subscription. So I'm just going to take some of the product, and I'm hoping that you guys can actually see how much product I have on the brush. Now you can apply as little or as much as you want. I'm going to apply quite a bit so that you guys can actually see it on my face today. So when I apply highlighter, I like to turn to the side, and wherever the light seems to be the brightest on my cheeks, that's where I'm going to apply it. Or you can just feel where the high point of your cheeks are, where the bone is, and that's where you're going to apply the highlighter. I'm just going to drag it across the high point of my cheek, and I'm pretty sure you guys can see how exaggerated that is. This is a bit more exaggerated than I like for, say, my everyday makeup wear, but I'm just showing you guys this for the purpose of the video. I'm actually going to blend this in just a little bit, just so that there's not like a very harsh line in between my highlighter and my foundation. So that's what a highlighter really does. It accentuates or it exaggerates parts of your face or attracts attention to parts of your face. A lot of people also like to highlight around the brow, because when you're looking forward at someone, when the light is hitting your face, it is going to hit your brow in certain areas. So I'm going to switch over to a fan brush, and I'm going to show you guys how I would highlight around my brow. So I'm picking up some of the same product, and I'm just going to lightly brush it right on top of the beginning part of my brow. And then I'm also going to put just a little bit underneath the arch of my brow. And then a lot of times when you're turning certain ways, you're talking to people, moving around, wherever you have the highlighter on your face, it's going to reflect a lot of light, and then it's going to kind of move with you. So it's kind of like no matter how you move your face is always going to be highlighted in certain areas. Okay, next we're going to move on to bronzer, and I'm using the Becca Sunlit bronzer, and this one is in the color Maui Nights. So first, before I apply this, let's compare the two products. The Amrezy highlighter is very nice and bright, and it is very gold in color. And as you can see, when I move it around, it's reflecting a whole lot of light. And then the Becca Sunlit bronzer, it does have some gold reflex in it. You may not be able to make it out because the gold reflex is meant to be very subtle. But as I move this product around, you see how the light is not really changing on the product that much, because this doesn't have as much or little gold reflex in it as this one. So a bronzer is actually meant to highlight your face as well, and that's how the two products are similar, but a bronzer is meant to be a lot more subtle than a highlighter. A bronzer is meant to give your face more of like a natural sun-kissed glow, or like a just a touch, like a hint of warmth or a hint of glow on your face. So as opposed to putting a bronzer where you want to attract a lot of attention on your face, you would actually put a bronzer on areas of your face where you just want like a hint or a shimmer of glow. So most people like to bronze around their cheeks, and a good way to know where to put a bronzer is if you're familiar with a contour. I actually did a video a few weeks back about the difference between a bronzer and a contour, so I'll put that in a card if you guys are interested in checking that out. But a good place to know where to put a bronzer is wherever you would normally put a contour on your cheeks, which would be the hollows of your cheeks. You're going to put your bronzer right on top of that. So on this side of my face, I'm going to show you guys where I would normally put a bronzer. I like to apply my bronzer with this big fluffy brush, but I like to just squeeze it together so that the bristles are a bit more concentrated. I just don't have a brush that is shaped like this. I have one that's sort of shaped like this, but I just prefer to use this one instead. Okay, so I'm going to turn to the side and show you guys where I would put my bronzer. So right here where I can't feel any cheekbone, that is where I would normally put the contour. That's the hollow of my cheek. So I'm going to be putting the bronzer right above where I would normally put the contour. So I'm just going to grab some product on the brush. Again, I'm just going to squeeze it together. And I'm just dragging the bronzer right above the hollows of my cheek. And you guys should be able to see. I'm going to apply just a little bit more just for the sake of the video so that you guys can really see the bronzer. So you guys see where that glow is actually matching my hair very well. But that is where you would normally put a bronzer. So if I turn back to the front, and you guys can compare the two sides of my face, even though I'm facing forward, you should be able to see on this side of my face that there's a bit more of an exaggeration, and you can still kind of see a little bit of the highlight on this side, as opposed to this side, there's a little bit of warmth. There is some glow there, but the glow on this side is more of a warmth, where on this side, it's more of an exaggerated glow. I'm going to take a little bit more of this bronzer, and I'm also going to hit right above my jawline. What this will do is when you add a bronzer right along the jawline, because you're going to be adding a subtle glow right here, you're going to kind of inadvertently contour underneath your jawline to make this area look a little smaller. Another popular place for people to put bronzer is on their forehead. So I'm going to show you guys how I would do that. I'm going to take some more of this product, and I just like to start right in the center of my forehead and just work my way down to each brow And I do like to go kind of light with my bronzer on my forehead because, yes, you could argue that I would need quite a bit of it because I have a large forehead, but I don't want to overdo it and accidentally apply too much of the product. So I'm just going very lightly with it. Okay, so you should be able to tell now that closer to my hairline, my forehead is a little darker than the center of my forehead. And what that does is it does create a glow on the forehead, but it's not an exaggerated glow like a highlight. And because this product is darker than my skin, it actually helps to create the illusion of my forehead not being quite as large. I'm going to put a little bit more bronzer on this side of my forehead. I'm going to go back to highlighter, and I'm actually going to put some down the center of my nose, which is another very popular place to put a highlighter. So I'm just going back into the Amrezy highlighter. And if you want to highlight this down the center of your nose, all you're going to do is take a little bit. I mean, you could take as much as you want, but you're going to take some of the highlighter on the brush and just lightly drag it right down the center of your nose. I like to put highlighter on the center of my nose because it pretty much creates a contour on the sides of your nose too, especially if you're using your liquid highlighter under your eyes and dragging it up on the center of your nose. Sometimes people also like to highlight their cupid's bow on their lip. I usually don't do that. I really don't have a reason why I don't do it. I just don't. But just for the sake of the video, I'm going to show you guys how you would do that. Same thing, you're just going to take a little bit of the highlighter on the brush. And you're just going to rub the highlighter and try to concentrate it right on the cupid's bow. So I don't know if you can see, but I feel like I got some of the highlighter on my upper lip. So I'm going to take the sponge that I used to apply my foundation today, and I'm just going to go back over it. But all you would do is run the highlighter right over the tip of your, or over the top, I should say, of your lip. So that, you guys, is the main difference between a highlighter and a bronzer. So again, on this side of my face where I put the highlighter, it created a more accentuated or exaggerated glow or sparkle on my face. And then on this side of my face where I have the bronzer, it created a more subtle sun-kissed glow and also added some warmth to my face. So I really hope that y'all found this video helpful. If you did, let me know by giving me a thumbs up, and also connect with me in the comments section of the video. And I hope that you will come back for my next upload, but until then, here's a couple other videos from my channel that you might like. So please watch and enjoy, and I will see y'all next time. Until then, take care. Bye, y'all.